is pretty much like a
So
brand.
basically we're gonna do a furniture thing, right?
We're gonna make a DIY bookshelf. There you go. Cut. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to my workshop over here, which is my bedroom because, well, like most of you, probably you don't have a workshop like me. So what we're gonna build today is a bookshelf. What we're gonna use for our bookshelf is 2x2s laminated together, and we will use some gas pipes as the hardware or the support for the bookshelf. We're gonna need a few things to grade our shelf. Couple of clamps. The more clamps you have, the better. You can't have too few clamps. Basically, we'll need for our laminating. Without this, we can't laminate. So if you don't have any clamps, then
Oh, clamps. I thought you said clams. Okay.
not clams, clamps.
Okay, okay.
You don't have any clamps?
Sorry about that.
This is called a tri-square. This is probably really what you need to.
Why
this
is it,
just
why
for
is it
marking-
called a tri-square?
Good question. It's called a tri-square because, you know, you ever heard that saying, tried and true?
No.
Tried and true? No?
No.
Anyways, tried and true meaning this is for truing wood. A saw, this particular saw is a miter back saw. It's got the spine in the back so that when we do cut, the cuts are nice and straight. It doesn't wobble as we're trying to cut. It's also a fine tooth saw so that when we do cut, we have nice clean cuts as opposed to these jagged, ugly cuts that another saw might give us. This one's pretty cheap. I got it in Home Depot for like, I don't know, less than 10 bucks, I think. I don't remember.
Good for get rid of buddies too.
This is a 3/4 inch chisel. If you buy a new one, whether it's an expensive one or a cheap one, it's going to be dull, so you will probably have to sharpen it before you use this. Our plane. This
A
is
trusty plane.
Yes. This is a number 4 plane.
Has gone through a lot.
Yes, it's a number 4 plane. It's about 100 years old. This particular one is actually a smoothing plane, and it's mostly used for smoothing, but I will use it to, you know, true out the wood, making it straight as well. Yeah, this is the wrong tool for the right job. A standard tape measure, anything will really do. And a pencil, which is important. You can't really do anything without a pencil.
All right, cool. What about materials?
You shall not pass! We just need a couple of 2x2s. This is a...
That's a single.
6
That's
foot-
not a couple, but all right. Now you have a couple. All right.
Yeah. So this is all we need to build the shelf, really, in terms of material and our gas pipes. Out.
And they shall be clamped with this.
That's right.
Clamped to death.
So this piece over here, we have basically, there's a bent going in like this slightly, but it's only really going in one direction. And that's good because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take this piece and we're going to laminate it. So was it concave or convex?
Concavely.
Concave in from both sides.
Concave based.
So basically, what we're going to end up doing, if I can show you right here, you see how there's a gap in the middle right there? It's quite fine. But when we're going to clamp this down and glue it, we're going to glue it with the concave.
Concave. Having an outline or surface that curves inward in the interior of a circle or a sphere. Thank you.
And this piece over here, we'll cut this, and it's going to end up on like that. So that will eliminate any of our kind of curvatures so that we have a fairly straight shelf at the end.
Let's get this done.
Yep. First thing we're going to do is chop this 6-foot piece of wood in half. So we're going to measure out 3 feet like that. All we need is one mark. And put it as pi. Now we'll use our tri-square. Now if you don't have a pencil, you can actually use a knife. It's a little bit better if you use a knife. And you just score the mark. So we're just going to go around like that. When you start this cut, you just pull back. Oh, see, it's gonna jump. You just pull back like that with just the weight of the saw itself to get a nice start of the cut. So I'm just cutting around so that it cracks in the center. You see, it cracked right over here. So it doesn't crack and you know, chip off the edges. We're gonna glue these three pieces together. That's really easy. All we do is, so this is gonna be one of the glue sides and this is gonna be the other glue side. So when we put it together, it's gonna go like that, clamp it down and wait for it to dry. So I'm gonna put some glue on this and on this. So we want a nice good amount of glue on there. So
This is how you improvise a shop. Skills and a lot of imagination.
or lack of money.
Think of us as the Dollarama of projects.
All right, this kind of dries pretty quickly, so we have to act fairly fast. What we want to do is spread this glue out. We want a nice even coat everywhere, so we cover everything. There we go. Thank you, assistant.
See, the assistant is here for a reason.
So we gotta act fast. So we got, I'm gonna put 3 clamps. The more clamps you have, the better, but I only have 3. So we're gonna,
Put that in the middle, maybe.
yeah, let's put one in the middle. And tighten it just a little bit. Don't go too crazy on that for now, because we're gonna adjust the pieces of wood. Now, you probably want to put some block or something in between so that you don't see the pressure marks from these clamps, because you will see that. I don't care, but you might want to. Okay. Again, proper clamps would have made this process a little bit easier, but
I think that one is bent
yeah, I know.
concavely.
Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it right now.
It's concavized.
Yeah, it's concave up, and then you can see there's a big dip on the other side. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to clean out some of that glue with a wet rag.
So now we wait.
Now we wait for about an hour for it to,
An hour.
yeah, for it to cure.
This is what I'm gonna do now while you wait.
Yeah, I'll grab one too. It's pretty much dry now, at least dry enough for us to start working on it. Perfect. We're going to plane down the bottom side first, and then we're going to do the top afterwards. To help me out, I'm going to just press it against that wall over here. These knots over here make it a little bit more difficult to work with. The blade likes to get stuck right here in these knots. And this is quite a good workout too. You want to try this, assistant?
Hell no. God damn it. Got trapped. Got bamboozled. Me sharpening.
Teamwork! I'm almost done here on this side. I'm taking huge chunks by putting the blade out quite a bit, and it's gonna leave these kind of notches and grooves on your wood. Pulling the blade a little bit just to make it a lot smoother because, you know, there's all these kind of like cuts in here, you know, where the blade kind of went across like that. These planes over here, this one's made in April 19th, 1910, so this is over 100 years old. Cutting uneven.
Well, that's because you're using the tools that probably that of Jesus Christ used.
Oh, whoops. That's what we don't want to do. I just took off a big, huge half a tree there. I'm almost there. I'm just going to finish this. There's a high point there. I'm probably going to end up with a bit of a cup or a bevel in this piece of wood because of how, you know, crooked it was when I laminated it. I'm okay. That's okay for me. I don't think that's a big deal. I think it'll still look good and it'll give it some characteristic that, you know, will definitely make it look like you've made it.
Yeah, of course.
I think of it as the Homer Simpson spike sack. It's a shelf. That's it for our planing section of the video. Alright, so we're gonna chop off the ends so that we have nice smooth ends. I'm not gonna measure, I don't care. I'm just gonna chop off and try and salvage as much as possible of this shelf. Again, we're gonna use a tri-square. I'm just gonna mark a little bit of a, just so we have enough to cut, so it's easy to cut, because sometimes cutting a small sliver is just way too difficult.
Nice.
Nice and flat. At the end of the day, people are gonna see this. They're not gonna come in with their tape measures and gonna start measuring if your shelf is truly in the center or if it's
I will.
off center. If you're some sort of fanatic, like my friend over there.
I am a fanatic. In fact, have I talked to you about Scientology yet?
No, and I hope you never do. We're gonna put a couple of anchors so that it doesn't fall out, and install this hardware over here, these plates over here. They're just gonna go on the wall like this, and our pipe's gonna attach to there, and we're gonna put the shelf on top of the pipe.
What is that? Can you show us the pipes?
itself. So this is just a piece of gas pipe.
Legally acquired?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And we have our nipple over here, or cap if you want, 1/2 inch by 4 inch pipe, threaded on both sides. After we've marked out our cap of the gas pipe is going to be here, we're going to notch this out so that the cap sits inside the wood and keeps it from sliding up, down, left, and right. I'm going to use the chisel itself first to mark out the edges. Kind of notch out the edges like that. One side here, another side here, and just make a box or a square where we want to chisel out the wood. We're done our notches. They're just small little notches using a chisel. You know, it's not perfect, but it is going to be inside, underneath, and the pipe is going to be covering it, so you won't really see it. You can see it's sitting in there quite nicely. It's not going anywhere. It's not sliding. It's pretty sturdy.
That's it.
That's it. We're done our shelf.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. And if you have suggestions or comments, please write them below. Bye.
Does anyone order pipe bombs?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Oh, there's another one. Something's missing.
Thanks, man.
Bye, guys.